Good evening. Good evening. Today's date is 2 September 2021 and my name is Nilesh Hanumant Shinde and I am going to describe today's video topic. Today's video topic is what is TypeScript. So, before we start, we have to know that what is the TypeScript and uh, what is what is developer. It's developer. When the JavaScript was developed, uh, the JavaScript developed within into the JavaScript as a client-side programming language. But when the people is in the JavaScript, developer gets to know that the JavaScript can be used as a server-side programming language. But when the JavaScript was going, the code JavaScript is becoming complex and heavy code. And because of this, the JavaScript even uh, not fulfill the requirement of an object-oriented programming language. This the JavaScript is a form the succeeding at a enterprising at a as a server side technology. Then after that, uh, because of these advantages, the TypeScript was developed by using the development team and to uh, for the fulfill this requirement. So now we discuss about the what is the features of the TypeScript. The first feature is the JavaScript code. The TypeScript converted into plain JavaScript code. The JavaScript code is not understood by the browser. That's why if the code is written in TypeScript, then it is compiled and converted the code that is the translate the code into JavaScript. The above process is known as a transfill process. Transfill process uh, with the help of the JavaScript. The browser are able to read the code and display it. The next feature is the JavaScript is a TypeScript. Whatever code written in a JavaScript can be converted into TypeScript by changing its TS form. That is, we are changing its .ts to the .ts, .js to .ts. By using this, we can change the JavaScript to the TypeScript. The next feature is use of TypeScript in where in TypeScript code it can be run on any browser or on any device or any operating system. The TypeScript is not specific to any virtual machine. The next feature is the TypeScript it supports JS libraries. By using the TypeScript, the developer can use the existing JavaScript code in and called from the other Java code. Now we discuss a difference between the TypeScript and the JavaScript. The TypeScript is known as a object-oriented programming language, where the Java is a scripting language. Uh, we know that the Java is the TypeScript is object-oriented programming language. The TypeScript has a feature which is known as a static packing, and JavaScript does not have this feature. The TypeScript gives a support our module, whereas the JavaScript does not support modules. The TypeScript as an interface, the JavaScript does not have an interface. Now we discussed what is the advantages uh, using the TypeScript using the first we take the TypeScript advantages. The TypeScript is an open source language with a continuous development and it is maintained by the Microsoft. The second advantage is the TypeScript is run on the any browser. The TypeScript is just similar to JavaScript and it uses the set syntax and schematics. All of the types code finally gets converted into the JavaScript. This is also quicker for the quicker learning for the front end developer. The next advantage is the TypeScript is also closer into syntax to backend languages like Java and other language like Scala, and this hence backend developer uh, we can develop the front end code faster. The TypeScript code can be called from the existing JavaScript. The TypeScript is also works uh, just like the existing the JavaScript is a dynamic programming language which has a no dynamic programming language which is known type system, that is JavaScript provides a primitive type, that is a string of number object etc, but it does not check the assigned value. The JavaScript variable are declared by using the var keyword and it pointing to the JavaScript does not support classes and other object oriented programming features. So, without the type system, it is not easy to use JavaScript to build the complex applications. Uh, so, because of that, we use TypeScript. That is the catches. It catches error at a compile time. You can fix it before you run the code. It supports TypeScript supports the object-oriented programming features like data types, classes, and etc. Uh, we know that the TypeScript is compiled into the simple JavaScript. The TypeScript compiler is also uh, the implemented into TypeScript can be used with any browser in any browser like Node.js. The TypeScript needs uh, ECMA script 3 or higher comparable environment to compile. This is condition which is made by the all browser for the run the code. Now we discuss the how to use the TypeScript. The TypeScript code is written in a compile uh, using the .ts extension and then compile into JavaScript by using the TypeScript compiler. TypeScript file can be written any code, and TypeScript compiler needs uh, the TypeScript compiler needs to be installed on your platform. Once it has installed the command, that is the tsc file name ts compiles the JavaScript code into main JavaScript file. JavaScript file can uh, can introduce the HTML and run on any browser. Now we discuss what is the disadvantage of the TypeScript. Literally, the TypeScript takes a time for the compiling the code. It's take a long time for to compiling code. The JavaScript is the best known for the web development, but used to non-browsing environment, and that is all about the what is the TypeScript. Thank you.